my God, my hair is like a big old fro, girl. I had to put it together for you. I've been wearing my hair out.
I'm hearing an echo, so make sure there aren't two screens open. You can't hear the echo, but I can hear
But
the
yeah,
echo.
when I talk, you hear it, huh?
Yeah, so what it means that there's two windows open,
Okay.
and I don't want it to throw you off once I leave.
You know what? I'm gonna can I just rejoin you and just close out everything and try to get
Yes,
back in?
so
Okay,
we'll
thank you.
give
Give
you
me
time.
a minute. Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So, but you gotta love all these head wraps, everybody. You know, everybody's coming through with the head wraps from red to, you know, all these colorful colors. And, you know, staying at home does the body good because we all are looking good. We're all glowing, and nobody should make faces because I don't care what you look like. Trust me, we've been in the house so much that we all should be doing some type of glowing up. So, but in any event, she's going to come back on, and which will help make this a little bit smoother. She may not, the echoing will disturb her when she's going through with the presentation. So, and right after she does her special announcement on what type of funding is going to be available and what she's doing, I will also have Patricia, who's going to be talking about content blogging for an entrepreneur. So, and those are the last two sessions that we have for today. So, you know, afterwards, we're going to do a little bit more networking. If you guys are up to meeting more people, we'll have that open for about 15, 20 minutes to close out the day. But tomorrow, we have another action-packed day. So you have to come back, you know, just come back and say hi, drop us a note, you know, even give us feedback. You know, let me know if there's anything that we didn't cover that you're interested in learning more about, or if you want us to ask a particular speaker a specific question. So if, you know, there's something that you felt like you need to get more information on that we covered from day one, please let me know what that is, and I'll make sure that we get that information to you when we send out the email. So, but it's been an action-packed day. I'm very happy about how everything turned out. Patricia's excited. I see her texting me saying, hey, I'm here. You know, not yet though, Patricia, but don't worry, we're going to put you on very after NECPIN's presentation. But we're waiting for her to reboot. In the meantime, do you guys have any questions that's crossing your mind as we're sitting here waiting for her to come back on in the chat? I think I'm in the wrong chat. Let me take a look at it to see if there's any questions. Yeah, you love the colors. Yep, I love the colors. Everyone's coming in and they're very bright and very colorful, you know, reminding us of what summer looks like, or at somebody's island. Some people look like they're living on an island and we're not benefiting from it. So if you hold on for a second, let me text her and see where she's at. Okay, she should be here soon. What's been my favorite presentation? Wow. You know what's so odd is that, you know, during these times, I purposely made it a thing of not attending everyone's webinar, which is kind of like a selfish mode in a way. Only because living in New York City, it was really bad here. So we had our lockdown earlier than most people, outside of people that lived in the UK. And of course, you know, China. But we had our lockdown fairly early, so it was like information overload initially when people couldn't figure out, you know, what they were going to do. And even me myself, I had to think about, you know, what do people want to learn? What's most important to people right now? So I literally had to take a pause and sit back and reflect on, you know, what would I want to learn at this time if everything is going this way? And for a lot of people, these things may go this way for a while. So the whole presentation for me is what it is, trying to answer your question, what's your favorite presentation? The whole presentation is because it doesn't matter where you are at within your journey of being digital. Some people are completely digital. That's all they've ever known. So they're fine. So for them, all they're doing is upgrading whatever it is that they know. For those that may not have had the opportunity and they're just waiting, thinking about what it is that they can do, you've got like so many options. You can look to start that storefront that's strictly virtual. You can go back and say, you know what, I got project management skills. I never knew that this was, let me get better acquainted with it so it can get enhanced. But anyway, I don't want to continue talking. So she's back and still looking like she's still on somebody's beach island, and I'm still jealous. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let her make her announcement, and I look forward to your presentation. So I'm going to turn off the mic for me. So I'm going to leave the room. So I'll be watching though.
Hey everyone, my name is Nekpen Oswan. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. I'm based in New York City and I've known Annie for over a decade, having lived here. I'm originally from Nigeria and I'm really excited to join you today because I do know the important work you're doing as entrepreneurs, creating digital space, ownership, and progress for women of color. I identify as an African American, truly living in the hyphen in the middle between my African culture and my American experience. I wanted to share with you today a great initiative that I've had the chance of leading in the last 5 years as co-founder and CEO. The initiative is called Women Work. You may have heard of us. So that's women plural, work with an E. Women Work is really passionate about creating power and collective liberty for women of color. What does that mean? For us, we like to focus in 3 main areas. First, Women Work is passionate about creating economic empowerment for women of color. We support women with business mentors. We offer women networking events to really share their experiences and not make entrepreneurship such a lonely place for those who run their own business. And for people who are full-time employees who work for a living, economic empowerment for us is ensuring that we have equal pay in the workplace and we have inclusion for all women to be successful, particularly Black women. So today, I'm here to share a little bit more about Women Work. As I shared before, I've been part of this organization for the last 5 years. Really excited to be one of the co-founders and CEO of the organization in order to really build our collective power, not just in New York City, but across the globe. So we started Women Work in 2016, and over the last 5 years, a lot of our effort has been building our digital presence. We have over 5,500 direct digital members that we engage through newsletters, social media, and we have events when we're not in COVID times. As I mentioned, we're based in New York City, and we share a community that's got amazing past speakers that include Tamika Mallory, who you guys may have heard was a former co-president of the Women's March and is now the co-founder of Until Freedom, one of the amazing organizations at the forefront of calling for Black Lives Matter and funding for Black lives. We also have Tiffany Dupu, who's the founder of The Crew, Safitri Wilson, who's the founder of Resilia Co. Safitri was the first woman ever in the state of Tennessee, in the state of Louisiana, to raise over $1 million in capital funding for her business called Resilia Co. We also have in our network the amazing Tish James, who's the New York State Attorney General. Tish James was also the first Black woman ever to serve as a state Attorney General. We've also got the amazing Ezine Kudbiri, who is the head of global diversity and inclusion for H&M as part of our network. We've been featured in amazing conferences, including Adweek, South by Southwest, Essence Festival, Ladies Get Paid, the Female Quotient, the National Urban League. We've also been part of business school presentations as judges for pitch competitions at Harvard University, Penn Wharton, and also Columbia University, my alma mater. Our key programs, as I mentioned earlier, are our annual conference, which you may have seen on social. We gather about 200 guests in New York City to bring amazing women of color together to show how they got to their success level. The Women Work Conference has been in partnership with great institutions like Google. We also had WeWork hostess in the past for several events. And we're really excited to continue to grow our network with other partners like South by Southwest, Lyft, and Ulta. We're really centered on pay equity. We believe that if you run a business or if you're working for someone who owns a business, equity is important. So for Women of Color Equal Pay Day, we typically celebrate it in August. We know that women of color typically earn less than 60 cents on the dollar compared to our white male counterparts. We're here to really elevate the message of women of color, and we work with our EEOC office in the state of Washington, D.C. to really think through what it means for us to build policies that make work equitable. From a global perspective, we recently expanded our campaign called Fund Black Women. We're really excited to work with iFund Women, the Female Founders Collective, and Small Business Wins to launch this global campaign. I wanted to share a little bit more about the campaign today, but first I had to share with you all the amazing work we've been doing the last 5 years. As you all know, we're in a pivotal moment across the globe. We're really advocating for the life of Black women and Black lives and Black men, and we want to build collective power through this fund. It's important to remember that no matter where you sit across the world as a Black woman leader, you know personally the experiences and the challenges we face. We often are underfunded in our businesses, receiving only 2% of global capital investment for our organizations and the work we do. We often go at it alone, unfortunately, and are not able to scale. 80% of businesses led by Black women are known as revenue starved, which means they earn about $30,000 on average and less than $50,000 for 80% of their revenue. This is not sustainable for the growth and wealth we see across other nonprofit and entrepreneurship leaders. So what is this fund all about? We want you to know that we stand with you. We know that people at this moment have taken advantage of the Black Lives Matter movement, and they're posting about how much they love Black people, how they support Black lives, how they're in allyship with Black women. But do they fund Black women? This is a call for people to put their dollars where their mouth is. It's great to have a wonderful post, a really well-written statement from your PR team, but where are your actions? Where are you spending your money to show that you do stand with Black lives and you value Black lives? So this Fund Black Women campaign has already been supported by some of my favorite allies in the space, including Arlen Hamilton, who is the first woman to raise $1 billion through Backstage Capital. She's been supporting us by introducing us to funders and also posting about this campaign. As I mentioned, Savitri Wilson, the first woman in Louisiana to raise $1 million for Resilia Co., her company that's just expanded from Louisiana to New York. We also got Shelly Zalis, who is the CEO of a great organization called the Female Quotient, which has a majority white base, but she's always posting and promoting women work because she is a true ally. Also, one of my good friends, Christy Wallace, is one of our biggest champions. She leads a U.S. national organization called the Elevate Network, which has over 26 million members across the country. She's been posting about how we need to fund more Black organizations. And so with this campaign, we're excited to work with iFund Women to call for $45,000 in the next 30 days. How can you help? We'd love to have your support. First, donate. We know everyone can't donate money, but you can donate something. So go to ifundwomen.com /projects/women work and check out the campaign. Learn more about what we're doing and the vision behind this project. We'd also love for you to share the campaign. Check out Women Work on your favorite social media platform and repost, retweet, share the campaign so that we reach more people. Again, the idea is to really sustain the movement to calling for work and meaningful programs that empowers Black women. I'd love for you to take a moment to reflect today. How have you, in your individual roles, really sought to expand the voice and the presence that you share for Black women? What role do you play as an entrepreneur to not only build your business, but also to build the community around you? Because alone, we can only go so far. Collectively, we can go further. The tension against Black people across the world is not just one individual that doesn't like a Black person. It's the collective effort to not recognize or put in policies and funding that really upholds the values of Black Lives Matter. I really invite you to reflect on your own space, whether you're passive, watching the movement happen, whether you're active, organizing your community, whether you're doing your part in building your own business, to think through what that means for the collective community and what that means for our collective power as Black people. Thank you for the opportunity, Annie, to share more about the campaign. We're excited to continue the conversation on social media. Follow Women Work across your favorite platforms, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And of course, we're going to live tweet that information, and we want you to share that information with us. Thank you for your time. All right. So as you heard, go click on the link and also type in the information in the chat before you so that people can see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.